Ohio medical cannabis businesses can soon apply for licenses to sell recreational marijuana. Marijuana Moment reports Jason's favorite news article from his favorite people. We're excited to serve Ohioans that they're just looking for a good time or perhaps responsibly as an alternative to alcohol or something to help them sleep. That's what one quote says from one of the cannabis business owners in lovely Ohio. Ohio medical marijuana companies are gearing up to begin the process of entering the recreational marijuana business. The Joint Committee on Agency Rule Review, JCARR, aptly named, received approved regulations from the Division of Cannabis Control, meaning dispensaries can start applying for a recreational license in the coming weeks, and sales could begin as soon as sometime in June. We will, as soon as possible, put in our applications for dual use operations at all of our active licenses, said Brandon Nemec, PharmaCann's Government and Regulatory Affairs Director. PharmaCann is a level 1 medical marijuana cultivation facility in Licking County. They have 3 dispensaries in Ohio.
Licking County.
Licking, all right.
Gotta lick it.
Licking before you speak it. Ohio, they're in Cincinnati, Hillsborough, and Wapakoneta. Wow, that is a wonderful, wonderful Native American name. We are prepared at the production level to submit our applications and work with regulations to begin operations, Nemec said. The applications aren't available just yet. The DCC needs to file the rule in final form with JCARR, the Legislative Service Commissions, and the Secretary of State's office by Wednesday. The application will be available before June 7th. Medical marijuana dispensaries can apply for dual use so they can also sell recreational marijuana. There will also be applications available for companies that only want to sell recreational marijuana. Selling marijuana recreation will cut down on the illicit market, said Adam Goers, Senior Vice President of Corporate Affairs for the Cannabis Company, and also one of the biggest lobbyists lobbying for Schedule 3, if anybody didn't know that, Mr. Goers. It's a long time coming, he said. The illicit marketplace is going to be displaced. Goers is looking forward to being able to sell to Ohioans who didn't want to go through the process of getting medical marijuana card. The Cannabis Company, headquartered in New York, has locations in Dayton, Logan, Marietta, Monroe, and Warren. We're excited to serve Ohioans as they are just looking for a good time or perhaps responsibly as an alternative to alcohol or something to help them sleep, he said. Ohioans voted to pass Issue 2, making it legal for adults 21 and older to smoke, vape, and ingest weed. People can also grow up to 6 plants with up to 12 per household. It's amazing to see the voters put their voice behind this and for the state and the regulators to follow through as they have, Nemec said. This comes as the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced it will reclassify marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 drug. Finally, the federal government is acknowledging that cannabis has medical value, something that tens of millions of Americans could tell you, Goer said, which kind of to me just, is a little bit of it turns the knife a little bit in me a little. Marijuana will remain illegal at the federal level, but reclassifying would have an impact on states like Ohio that have legalized recreational cannabis. The most tangible difference is going to make, the most tangible difference it's going to make, and it is, I think, a significant tangible difference, is it changes the tax reality for cannabis businesses, says Doug Berman, Executive Director of the Drug Enforcement and Policy Center at Ohio State University. The marijuana industry has had to deal with more burdensome federal tax treatment than any other business because it's been a Schedule 1 drug, Berman said. The big deal about the move from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3 is that it will remove the tax problem so that basically marijuana businesses will be able to deduct their costs from their profits like any other business, he said. Changing the tax structure for marijuana could mean more people want to get into the marijuana industry, Berman said. The higher taxes have caused marijuana businesses to sometimes pass the cost on to the customer. So reclassifying marijuana could mean folks see lower prices, Berman said. I think the tax piece of it will likely benefit consumers looking for a more affordable product. And that's my story. I'm even sorry for having to read that story. It's just a lot of nonsense. I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I'll help you out, Saman. I'll help you out where to begin. I'll help you out where to begin. I mean,
do we talk about the low price of cannabis in all the other states, maybe not Ohio, but I mean, where are we going with this? Where are these geniuses who are analyzing this stuff at such a high level? Where are they coming up with this?
Well, the thing is you have to realize Ohio sells their weed in tenths, so that's how they're able to get that higher valuation.
Well, I mean, look, it's a commodity. We're seeing commodity pricing across the board, where you're not even being able to bamboozle the East Coasters with the Cali weed anymore. I mean, the prices are basically stabilizing across the board, especially in the black market.
I just don't think that trading cannabis for Schedule 3 is worth 280E relief as like the only thing that you get. I don't know. I mean, retails are hit the hardest out of any side of the cannabis supply chain. Elliot, what do you think? Do you think that going to Schedule 3 is worth 280E as a trade-off?
I don't think anybody knows the answer to where it's going to go. Look, we might be able to get some credit cards, 280E. I just don't trust the government. And at the end of the day, if you don't think big corporate interests are back there trying to figure out how to fuck us at the Fed, and this might be the first step, you haven't been watching. So, we got our head on a swivel. Again, in the short term, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of relief, but, I call it a potential Trojan horse. Nobody knows. If the people most immersed in the industry aren't sure what Schedule 3 means, ain't nobody really going to know how this thing's going to turn out.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I can tell you this, I totally trust.
So, Elliot, what you're saying is that Ohio weed is not for the people.
I mean, we'll see, but I could just say this. I totally trust the government anytime they get involved, and they're not going to fuck us. So we have nothing to worry about.
Well, you know what too, Rico. According to what Elliot just said, it sounds like Nick Lachey is working for the government of Ohio.
The Backstreet Boys?
Mm-hmm. Nick Lachey is the whole reason that there's even cannabis in Ohio in the first place. It's all because of Nick Lachey.
Come on, Jason.
Just saying.
Nick Lachey, we're gonna hang it on Nick Lachey.
Yeah, bro, you don't know about this? I don't know. I don't know how you don't know about this. We're gonna have to show you some old past episodes.
Apparently. Maybe because it's just never been. His name just doesn't.
They just did the Ohio version of Not Like Us.
Exactly.
Walking pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I really, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I see like people like Adam Goers out there. This dude was, like with the trumpet in hand for Curaleaf at the federal lobbying days, for the past how many years, pushing with all that money to do exactly what we're all saying is not the best move for cannabis, right? So it's like, the issue is that these people are the ones who are out there on the front line now. So the frontliners like us that were initially there pushing hard with, I guess, I mean, at least we had good intentions, but now we've been replaced. And the frontline people are this guy. Mm-hmm. And he's still sounding the trumpet. And now he's just even more entrenched into that, MSO, that large cannabis conglomerate kind of situation. So I don't know. I really feel like a place like Ohio where, weed has been coming from Ohio for a long time. There's some famous strains that have come out of Ohio. I think Dark Death Star is one of them. I think, that Lemon G is definitely one of them too. So I know that there's a lot of Ohioans that have been cultivating cannabis for a long time. I think that in any sense, we all just keep doing what we're doing. But as we see the regulations coming forward, it's going to become tougher. So hopefully there's people still on the ground in the grassroots movement that are making some headway, and hopefully they will have a piece of that in Ohio. But I am happy for Ohioans in general that they're going to be a little more free to smoke cannabis. So that's good. Much respect.
Do you think that the activists the activists that got them to speed this thing up, they bit off more than they could chew, and it's kind of their fault because
that's how they got stuck with tenths instead of eighths, Rico.
Yeah, they got stuck. Not only did they get stuck with tenths, but they're the ones that wanted they wanted them to open up the legal dispensaries sooner, and the only way they could have done that with the ones that have framework is with the medical shops.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, the medical stores should be the first ones to benefit off of adult use sales in any new market, as far as I'm concerned. 100%. They're the ones that put in the work and have been servicing the community and have built the relationships within those jurisdictions to be able to do that. So I'm
oh my God, I agree with Jason. 100%.
I know, me too.
I'm like, wait,
agree with Jason.